It's very strict around here these days when it comes to these men. And that's why I'm back to like dating older, rich, white men, because they are just like reaffirming my standards are not too high. I'm not asking for too much.
We interrupt this program to prescribe you with 1,000 milligrams of red vitamins.
Right here, right now, it's the right time, it's the right sound, right now, right now, tell the whole pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, tell the nigga pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. You already know. Reclaim your throne. Oh, Lord have mercy. So a lot of people have come into my comments, and I've made videos on how when black women are dating outside of their race, it's most likely a transactional sugar daddy, sugar baby prostitution relationship. And I'm not saying in all cases, because yes, 100%. I know black women who are dating white men and it's not a prostitution relationship and it's real love and all this kind of stuff. I know that, okay? There are some examples of that. But I'm talking about the majority of black women who date outside of the race. They're looking for a sugar daddy, prostitution, sugar baby relationship. That is just the facts, okay? We know the University of Georgia State is the #1 sugar baby university in the country, okay? 1 in 3 women report to have been on seeking arrangements, okay? And I mean, they do accept a lot of black applicants. Let's just keep it a buck. They're not an HBCU, but they're in Atlanta. And if you can't get into the University of Georgia, if you can't get into Georgia Tech, then, you know, Georgia State might be the place for you. You know, it's a little less difficult to get into. Not saying it's not a good school. I think it's a great school. I toured when I was gonna go to school, but, you know, it's just, I can't live in the heart of Atlanta because it's too violent. It's too many robberies. It's too many people jacking your car and busting your windows and stuff like that. Y'all know what it is. Everybody who's made Atlanta is dangerous and I moved to Atlanta and it's not what I thought video on YouTube. Y'all know what it is. Just look it up. Everybody knows Atlanta sucks, okay? The city, but the outskirts are pretty good. Like the metro Atlanta area is pretty good. But like I said, when black women date out, it is a sugar daddy, sugar baby prostitution relationship in many cases. And when I say date out, I'm specifically speaking towards when they date white men, which like I said, I don't have a problem with. I am 100% for interracial relationships and love who you love and all this good stuff. But you hear them when they are speaking, and they're literally telling on themselves. So I had women come in the comments saying, this ain't true. This ain't true. Y'all just mad because we ain't want you no more. Okay, cool. Look, we're not mad. I'm telling you the truth that this is exactly what's going on in everyday black female, white male relationships. It just is. And it's coming straight out of the horse's mouth. I'm not going to do any more talking. I'm going to let her tell it. Let's go.
So I just canceled a date with a man. It is Friday night. I have no plans, no roster, nothing. So I'm going to go for a 6-mile run because what else am I going to do on a Friday night? And honestly, I am very proud of myself for doing this. It's very strict around here these days when it comes to these men. And that's why I'm back to like dating older, rich, white men, because they are just like reaffirming my standards are not too high. I'm not asking for too much. This guy that I'm supposed to go on a date on or whatever was the one I met out in the wild that was on my last vlog, the one who bought me those tacos after I was catfished by that 52-year-old man. And he got my number like 2 weeks ago, ghosted for a week, and texted me early in the week, I would love to get together and do something. I was like, cool, let me know. That was on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday goes by. Oh, I'm so sorry, I was busy with work. How about Friday? Are you free Friday? And I was like, sure, I'm free Friday. I don't understand. Work is not that busy to send a text message. So I said, sure, I'm free Friday. Where are we going? What's the plan? And he goes, oh, we can go to this sushi place like down the street from his house in Wicker Park. I don't like when they say it's down the street from their house. I live in River North. I'm like, okay, go to sushi. And then he sends some weird cryptic messages like, I can't promise it'll be a good time, but, you know, we'll have good food. And I just said, what is... I was already, like, very much turned off. But I'm like, maybe I'm too strict. So Friday morning comes today, and it's like 10:30 a.m. And I was just like, something in my gut is like, I don't want to go. And that's why I texted him like, hey, can you confirm like the time of the reservation and like the location? And I don't hear from him all day. 2 o'clock comes around, and in my gut, I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to go. I don't even want to go. And I reach out again, and I'm just like, hey, just wanted to check in. Like, are we still... Because all of me would have, like, honestly just ghosted, cut him off. But I was like, maybe that's why I'm single. So I'm like, let me lower my standards just a little bit. So I text him that, and he's like, oh, so sorry, like, so busy with work. Yeah, let's meet at 8 o'clock. Does that work for you? And I was like, well, I thought we agreed to 6 earlier in the week. Why are we moving to 8? I made up some excuse telling him, like, hey, I have, like, opportunities to have other plans right now. Like, are we meeting or not? Like, let me know. And then he sends some long message just like, well, if you want to hang out with your friends, whatever, we can schedule for another time. Tell him, well, I'm not going to be free till, like, the end of September because I'm a busy girl. And he was like, yeah, let's just schedule for like 2 more weeks, 2 weeks out. And I told him, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to be interested in 2 weeks. And then I honestly just cut to the chase. I was like, you know, I don't really get the sense you're interested, and I'm really not used to the nonchalant. I'm not used to there's no pursuit. Like, you're not showing, like, you're not planning the date. And then he sends back some message, and this is already too much back and forth. I already know I should not have done this, but I'm trying to communicate better. He sends back some message just saying like, oh, well, I'm new to dating, and to be honest, I'm not someone that is a Google Calendar, or nothing would get done if everybody like planned things out in advance like that. And this man is 33, by the way. This man is 33, and I lowered my standards a lot as far as like giving him a chance. Like, but anyway, I ended up telling him that. And I felt good just expressing, hey, I don't even want to go. Like, I'm not even interested. You're clearly not interested in me. Like, he ended up sending a whole bunch of messages like, I am interested. I'm new to the dating game. I haven't had a lot of dating experiences. But I'm like, you can't even just plan a date. Like, I almost started to spiral and internalize, why am I not good enough to have a date plan for me? And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. Not today. So we're going to go on a run. So I saved us both time, I guess. I don't know. But also very sad, because I'm just like, where are y'all finding men that actually plan dates that are your age, that are age appropriate? Okay? Again, I'm not sacrificing on standards here, but it seems to be men over the age of like 38 through 45 are the only ones who like treat me right. And it's fine, but it's like, okay, I'm coming to terms. I'm going to have to date a man who's like peaking retirement age.
All right, so you heard what she said, and I let the whole video play out because I think it's important to really hear her full perspective. But this woman is telling you right here, right there, and right now that she is only now, because she got ghosted on this date, she is interested in dating older white men, sugar daddy, like I said, sugar daddy, transactional relationship type thing. Because at least she knows what's going on. And she has 100% been on seeking arrangements. Let's keep it a buck. Old white dudes are not cold approaching, specifically black women in the wild. It's just not happening, okay? And you know, I'm not trying to say that, you know, they would never do it or anything like that. I'm sure you could find examples, but it's just not very common. Let's be very for real. So the guy that she was playing cat and mouse with, he was probably a physically attractive guy. Okay, she lowered her standards, that she even said, and then she went back and said, well, I'm not actually lowering my standards. I'm not trying to lower my standards, but I did lower my standards with this guy. And why, guys, do you think that she lowered her standards with this guy? It's because he was extremely attractive to her, okay? Now, this woman, she's pretty mid, okay? 5 or 6, she's not ugly. And the reality is, the mid girls are one of the main ones who pursue heavily very attractive men, because they think that they are just as attractive, or they deserve it, and they all, pretty much all women have the same standards in men. So they all are tracing the same type of man, and when that type of man gives them the physical intimacy and attention, then they think that that's what they deserve for the rest of their life. But the reality is, she probably deserves a, you know, a guy who is just as, I guess, nerdy as her. I mean, I'm not saying that she is nerdy, but she's probably like super educated and all this kind of stuff, right? It sounds like she's trying to give off that vibe. So she probably deserves a guy who, you know, maybe she went to university with or something like that, but she overlooked that guy because she was either still in her party phase, looking for that financial backing instead of quote unquote building with a man, or just chasing the most attractive Chads and Tyrones. Now, she doesn't necessarily specify if the man is black that she was playing this cat and mouse game with, but I'm going to go ahead and, you know, go on a limb and say, yes, he most likely was black, because she mentioned, oh, well, now I'm only going to date older white men in the beginning of the video. So why would she specify the white man's race and not specify the black man's race? It's so that she doesn't appear to be talking down on black men, because the complaint or the argument is when black men talk about dating outside of their race, they always bash black women in the process. So she didn't want to do that, because it would have been hypocritical of her to say, oh, well, I'm tired of dating black men because they don't know how to schedule dates, or they, you know, whatever. But the reality is, it's not that it's, oh, black men don't know how to schedule dates. It's that your requirements for black men are higher than your requirements for white men. As a white man, all you have to do, you know, from her saying it, even from her saying it, is be old and rich. And as a black man, you have to be rich, you have to be successful, you have to be extremely attractive. And you can see that she was willing to lower her standards for this black man that ghosted her on the date, because he was probably very attractive to her. And I've got more and more stories of this, of examples of this, and it's super interesting to break down. But I mean, it's just the reality. They're requiring more out of a black man than they are out of a white man. And even if there were black sugar daddies on Seeking Arrangements, I guarantee she would overlook the black sugar daddy and still go with the white guy. You know, a lot of women say, I don't like bald men, I don't like short men, I don't like this and that. What do you think these sugar daddies are? They're bald, they're short, they're white. That's why they're on the freaking app. You think Chad white men are on? I mean, some are, because they understand dating and they're trying to, you know, heighten their prospects, but most are not. Okay, it's usually the socially awkward, the weird guys who are on sugar dating sites because they know they have to pay, because women are not going to have sex with them without some financial incentive. So she's regulating herself to sugar baby status just because, oh, one black man who worked at a restaurant. For one, look, I'm not mad at black women wanting to date people who are quote unquote on their level, but don't go talking crap about black men when you are literally lowering your standards to date a guy who works at a restaurant and probably damn near he may not even have no damn job. You know, and then you're saying, oh, well, it's black men, it's black men. No, you just picked the guy who worked at a restaurant. Why didn't you pick the corporate guy? Why didn't you pick the finance guy? There are plenty of black men in these different spaces now, especially in 2024. Why don't you pick that guy? Oh, because you require a black man to have the book smart, have the financial literacy, but then he also has to be street smart. And I'm sorry, but that package doesn't come in one man. Either you want the book smart black man who's a high earner. He may not have this dynamic hood ninja personality, but he's gonna treat you right. Or you're going to deal with a Thug Max Alpha Simp who isn't doing well financially, but he is physically attractive and he has the vibe, the personality, the Thug Max Alpha Simp element that you're looking for. I mean, it's absolutely hilarious. now this is irrefutable evidence. It's undeniable that black women, for one, they require less when they date out, and then for two, when they do date out, and by require less, I mean the physical attractiveness and the personality, charisma part. But when they do, and you know, you can be corny. If you're of another race, you can be corny. You can make dad jokes and all this kind of stuff. With a black woman, they are going to look down on you if you are not a stereotypical thug max alpha simp archetype. But man, I mean, it's just it's just here right in our faces. When they are dating outside of their race, in particular white men, it is most likely a sugar daddy, sugar baby transactional relationship, okay? And I'm not saying that she doesn't necessarily love him. I'm sure that she loves what he can do for her, but it's a means to an end. It's a survival tactic that goes all the way back to antebellum slavery. And, you know, I'm not going to get into it, but we can all talk about it, and we all understand the history. So, I mean, it's just funny that you can tell that she's talking about a brother who's not planning, who don't got a calendar. He's 33 working at a restaurant. She's disparaging this brother. Meanwhile, on the other hand, uplifting a, you know, mythological sugar daddy she ain't even met, some older white man with money. Like, she's talking about, oh, well, older men between 38 and 45 always treat me the best. Well, why aren't you with those men? Because it was a transactional relationship. It was a sugar baby, sugar daddy, prostitution relationship. And that dude was ugly as hell. But you went out with him. He was balding. He had a receding hairline. He was 5'3". You went out with him because of the bag. Okay? That's why you're not with those guys. And that's why you were trying to link up with Tyrone, the brother who, you know, is a janitor at the restaurant. Because, I mean, he just looked good. And that's all you were requiring at the moment. So, great video here to break down. Anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy ReclaimYourThrone. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship request to the email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying your tax. Man, y'all need to go in and forgetting with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.